चलते 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 यूं ही कोई मिल गया था, यूं ही कोई मिल गया था। बुझ रहे हैं ये चिराग, बुझ रहे हैं मेरे साथ जलते जलते, मेरे साथ जलते जलते ये चिराग बुझ रहे
Thank you, Lubadoga. And now, ladies and gentlemen, a Jagatnath Mangalam group dance concept choreographed by Ms. Meera Das. and gentlemen, Madana Manohara Storam Dance by Miss Meera Das.
Jaya Shankha Gadadhara Neela Kalevana Pita Patambara Dehi Padam Dehi Padam Dehi Padam Jaya Shankha Gadadhar Neela Kalevara Pita Patambara Dehi Padam Dehi Padam Jaya Shankha Gadadhar Neela Kalevara Patambara Dehi Padam Dehi Padam Jaya Chandana Chachita Kundala Mandita Chandana Chachita 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 Kundala Mandita Chandana Chachita Kundala Mandita Kaustubha Shobhita Dehi Padam Dehi Padam
beautiful, ladies and gentlemen, and we now invite Mira Das back onto the stage to perform the Bande Matram dance. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Big hand for Miss Meera Das and the group. And so now, finally, ladies and gentlemen, we ask back. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And now it's a great privilege for me to ask up onto the stage Rajyogini Kamlesh Didiji, if you would mind coming up onto our stage here. And I am inviting Kamlesh Didi to join us here on the stage in order to welcome you all to this, the 52nd program of the Future of Power. So, as we just wait a few moments for Kamlesh Didi to come up onto the stage, I would also like to ask Ms. Meera Das to come back onto the stage here, because we would like to make a small presentation to her, and Kamlesh Didi will do this now. So, is Meera Das there, please? If she could now come onto the stage. And here we have Kamlesh Didi. Welcome to our stage. And all we need is Meera Das here. Hi. Welcome to our stage. So now, Didi, we're going to welcome. And do we have a presentation to make? No? Ladies and gentlemen, Kamlesh Didi.
ओम शांति। सभी आध्यात्मिक प्रेमी भाई और बहनों, आज मुझे बहुत सुंदर सौभाग्य प्राप्त हुआ है जो आप सभी महान विभूतियों का मैं स्वागत कर सकूं। ये मेरा सौभाग्य है। तो सबसे पहले मैं हमारे अति स्नेही और अति विश्व कल्याण, और आप हमारे पास पधारे, और आपका लक्ष्य एक ही है कि जैसे अभी सब ये मानते हैं कि अमेरिका सबसे इस आध्यात्मिक शक्ति को ले जा सकते हैं, वो आप खुद समझ सकेंगे। तो आप सब जो पधारे हैं यहाँ पर, उनका भी मैं दिल से हार्दिक स्वागत करती हूँ, स्वागत करती हूँ, स्वागत करती हूँ। और यही कहूंगी कि वो जो कुछ भी दे, आप उसको लेकर अपने जीवन में धारण करेंगे, औरों को भी देने का प्रयास करेंगे। इतना ही कहकर मैं फिर से जोर से सबका स्वागत करती हूँ। जोर से ताली द्वारा आप इन सबका स्वागत करिए। ओम शांति, ओम शांति।
Thank you, Kamlesh Didi. Now, if you would stay on the stage, and I'm going to ask Ashmita Ben from the Brahma Kumaris Center here to invite the dignitaries up onto the stage. So she will read out their names, and if when you hear your name, you please come up onto the stage for the candle lighting ceremony.
Mr. Nizar Zuma, Rajyogini Brahma Kumari Kamlesh Didi, Mr. Anthony Phillips, Honorable Justice A.S. Naidu, Shri Saumiranjan Patnaik, Shri Ashok Kumar Tarenia, Professor Prakash Chandra Sarangi, Professor Dr. Shri Krishna Deva Rao, Dr. Swati Mahanti, Professor Dr. M.Q. Khan, Padma Shri Jayant Mahapatra, Shri Arun Kumar Panda, Miss Liuba Doga, Miss Sarah Fijera, Brahma Kumar Natmal Bhai, Engineer Khetis Chandra Sahu.
So Didi, please come. Please come. Welcome.
ज्योत जगाओ, ज्योत जगाओ, विश्व शांति की ज्योत जगाओ, ज्योत जगाओ, ज्योत जगाओ, विश्व शांति की ज्योत जगाओ। इस धरती के अशांति का अंधकार मिटाओ, ज्योत जगाओ, ज्योत जगाओ,
thank you so much. If I could invite you all now to please retake your seats. Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, now as our dignitaries are retaking their seats and as the candles are being cleared from the stage, I would like to just remind you all, please, of why you are here. Of course, this program is the future of power. This program is now the 52nd program of the Future of Power we have done here in India. For the past 6 years, we have been traveling around India, gathering together your leaders from all walks of life. The reason we have been doing this is because I don't know whether you noticed or not, but India, whether you like it or not, is destined to lead the world. And so this program tonight is about your leadership. But first, in order to get you into the mood, we would like to share with you now a short video clip which will just remind you of what you may have forgotten, and that is what a tremendous contribution India has already made to the world that we know. So, ladies and gentlemen, sit back, relax, and enjoy your history.
India is the cradle of...
Mother India is the mother of us all. If there is one place on the face of this earth where all the dreams of living men have found a home from the very earliest days when man began the dream of existence, it is India.
We owe a lot to the Indians, who taught us how to count, without which no worthwhile scientific discovery could have been made.
India conquered and dominated China culturally for 20 centuries without ever having to send a single soldier across her border.
Many of the advances in the sciences that we consider today to have been made in Europe were in fact made in India centuries ago.
India invented the number system. 0 was invented by Aryabhata.
The place value system, the decimal system, was developed in India in 100 BC. The method of graduated calculation was documented in the Pancha Siddhantika in the 5th
Dangerous moment in history. The only way of salvation for mankind is the Indian way.
There are two Indias in this country. One India is training at the leash, eager to spring forth and live up to all the adjectives that the world has been recently showering upon us. The other India is the leash. One India says, give me a chance and I'll prove myself. The other India says, prove yourself first and maybe then you'll have a chance. One India lives in the optimism of our hearts. The other India lurks in the skepticism of our minds. One India wants. The other India hopes. One India leads. The other India follows. These conversions are on the rise. With each passing day, more and more people from the other India are coming over to this side. And quietly, while the world is not looking, a pulsating, dynamic new India is emerging. An India whose faith in success is far greater than its fear of failure. An India that no longer boycotts foreign-made goods, but buys out the companies that make them instead. History, they say, is a bad motorist. It rarely ever signals its intentions when it's taking a turn. This is that rarely ever moment. History is turning a page. For over half a century, our nation has sprung, stumbled, run, fallen, rolled over, got up and dusted herself, and cantered, sometimes lurched on. But now, in our 60th year as free nation, the ride has brought us to the edge of time's great precipice. And one India, a tiny little voice in the back of the head,
had the inspiration, had the feeling deep in his heart that he wanted to do something for India, for really the mother of his family, his history. This is a man who, I would say, is a very busy man. He's a Muslim. He's actually very closely associated with the Aga Khan, and indeed is one of the leaders in the Aga Khan Foundation for Development. He's a big businessman. He, in fact, isn't just something for women and people who are retired, but he found that spirituality was something very, very relevant for his practical life. He tells me now that the Future of Power program is the most important project in his life today. And so it is my great, great, great pleasure to introduce you to someone with a huge golden heart, my friend, Mr. Nizar Zuma. Nizar, please come on to the stage. Welcome.
Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Anthony has been doing this job of introducing and thanking everybody this evening. And it's my job to introduce and thank him before he disappears again. His full name is Anthony Phillips. He comes all the way from Oxford, especially for this program. And at his own cost, I might say. So we are very grateful to have him here. And Anthony is a strategic corporate advisor to very large corporations, like Nestle. You've heard the name Nestle? So he is an advisor to corporations like that. So we are very fortunate to have him with us, and I want to thank him, and I want you to join me in thanking him for being with us today. I also want to say that he is not charging us, because if he were to be charging us, he would be very expensive. So we are happy that he's not. क्यों कि ये स्टोरी सारे विश्व की है, लेकिन भारत की स्टोरी इट्स बिगिनिंग है, क्योंकि 2500 साल के तक सारे विश्व का पावर यहां भारत में था। जब ये पावर भारत में था तो इनको हम पावर कहते थे। क्यों? ये भारत का इन्वेंशन है। तो मैं आपके सामने इसलिए खड़ा हूं दो चीज के लिए। एक कि हमें सेल्फ एस्टीम भारत की रेज करनी है, नहीं करते। स्पिरिचुअलिटी मीन्स कि मैं मुस्लिम हूं, हमारा एंथनी भाई क्रिश्चियन है, हमारी मोरनी बहन जूइश हैं, ये सब इकट्ठा होके हम एक साथ काम कर सकते हैं। क्यों? कि हमारा बेस है स्पिरिचुअल। लोग मुझे भी पूछते हैं कि आप एक मुस्लिम हो और ब्रह्मा कुमारी के साथ क्या करते हो? क्यों? कि स्पिरिचुअलिटी में कोई अलग नहीं है, सारे विश्व का हम एक बाप का है। हम एक बाप का हैं, सब ब्रदर्स सिस्टर्स, नो डिफरेंस कि हमारा बैकग्राउंड, रेस, रिलीजन क्या है। तो हम इकट्ठा होकर ये काम कर सकते हैं। स्पिरिचुअलिटी हमारी लाइफ में लाना है। कोई लोग कहते हैं कि देखो हम स्पिरिचुअलिटी सब सुबह कर लेते हैं, फिर रेस्ट ऑफ द डे जो हमें करना है करने दो। दूसरे कहते हैं कि हमने एक दिन स्पिरिचुअलिटी के लिए रखा है, वो हमारा दिन है, क्रिश्चियन है तो संडे, मुस्लिम है तो फ्राइडे, जूइश है तो सैटरडे, शिव का है तो मंडे। ऐसा सब एक दिन लेके बैठ के और कहते हैं रेस्ट ऑफ द वीक जो करना है करने दो। दूसरे कहते हैं कि ये सब स्पिरिचुअलिटी की टोक ये सब बुजुर्ग लोग और बहनों के लिए है, मर्द लोग ऐसी बातें नहीं करते। लेकिन हम ये मर्द लोग के सामने भी ये बात कर रहा हूं। क्यों? कि स्पिरिचुअलिटी हमारी लाइफ में लाने से हमें फायदा है। नॉट ओनली हमें पर्सनली फायदा है, लेकिन हमारी फैमिली को, हमारी पीपल जो हमारे इन्फ्लुएंस में है उनको फायदा है, देश को फायदा है। तो इसलिए स्लोली हमें ये अपनाना है। बहुत लोग कहते हैं कि ये डिफिकल्ट है, पर्टिकुलरली जो ब्रह्मा कुमारी का नाम सुनते हैं तो वो कहते हैं नहीं नहीं वो बहुत हाई लेवल है। हम कहते हैं हाई नहीं है, आपको लगता है। आप जो डिसाइड करो आज से मुझे किसी को दुख नहीं देना है, मुझे गुस्सा नहीं करना है, मुझे ईगो थोड़ा कम करना है, मुझे इंटेग्रिटी से काम करना है, तो मैंने स्पिरिचुअलिटी अपनाने का शुरू कर दिया। आपकी लाइफ 1 साल की पहले और अभी, 5 साल की पहले और अभी कितना कॉम्प्लिकेशन बढ़ रहा है। तो स्पिरिचुअलिटी हमारी लाइफ में लाना है। मैंने ये 22 साल के पहले किया, और जब मैंने किया तब मेरी लाइफ टोटली ऑपोजिट ऑफ स्पिरिचुअलिटी थी। सिगरेट, दारू, पार्टीज, जो भी करने का है ऑपोजिट ऑफ स्पिरिचुअलिटी मैं कर रहा था। लेकिन स्लोली जैसा मैं चेंज करने का शुरू किया तो मुझे इनका बेनिफिट मैंने देखा। नॉट ओनली मैंने देखा, मेरी फैमिली ने देखा, मेरा एनवायरनमेंट ने देखा, मेरे बच्चों ने मुझे बोला हमें मालूम नहीं आप क्या कर रहे हो, बट जो भी कर रहे हो प्लीज स्टॉप नहीं करना। क्योंकि मेरी लाइफ चेंज हो रही थी, इंप्रूव हो रही थी। क्योंकि इनकी पहला मैं बंदूक से ही रूल करता था, गुस्सा से, जोर से। इसका मतलब यह भी नहीं होता है कि हमें सब सबसर्विएंट हो जाना है और किसी का गुलाम बनना है, ये नहीं करना है। स्पिरिचुअलिटी का मतलब ये नहीं होता। तो ये स्पिरिचुअलिटी हमारी लाइफ में लाने का आपको डिसीजन लेना है। आप जो ये डिसीजन लेने के लिए तैयार हो, तो मैं ये टॉक शो अभी इधर होने वाला है 20-30 मिनट्स का। उसके बाद मैं वापस आके स्टेप बाय स्टेप आपको बताऊं कि हम स्पिरिचुअलिटी हमारी लाइफ में कैसे ला सकते हैं। लेकिन आपको आज डिसाइड करना पड़ेगा कि आप ये अडॉप्ट कर सकेंगे कितना पॉइंट्स अडॉप्ट कर सकेंगे कि नहीं कर सकेंगे, इसमें कोई जोर जबरदस्ती नहीं है, लेकिन मैं कह रहा हूं कि जो भी आप डिसाइड करो वो आज करना है. जो आफ्टर माय टॉक आप बोलो 1 करना है, 5 करना है, 10 करना है, कुछ भी नहीं करना. ओके, है मंजूर? मैं आऊं वापस और आपको स्टेप बाय स्टेप ले जाऊं कि कैसा करना है. आधा घंटा में मैं आपको स्टेप बाय स्टेप्स बताऊंगा जो मैंने लिया है कि आप ये कर सकते हो, और जो कर सकते हो तो आज से कर सकते हो, कल से नहीं. ओके, जो मंजूर है तो मैं वापस आऊंगा. और भी एंथनी ये प्रोग्राम करेगा वो टॉक शो का, और उसके बाद में आऊंगा. थैंक यू. थैंक यू.
Thank you, Nizar. So now, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to start the conversation about the relevancy of spirituality in practical life, in your life. And to do this, I'm going to ask up onto the stage 3 people who will help me just begin this conversation. If I could ask the Honourable Justice A.S. Naidu onto the stage, please. And Shri Sumya Ranjan Patnaik onto the stage, please. And Ms. Sarah Fitzgerald. Please come and join me for this short conversation. Welcome. 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 So, now, ladies and gentlemen, you may have guessed by now that I only speak English. I'm so sorry. My Hindi...
The dispute. That's why the power tactics is generally not very much there with a judge who is a constitutional creature. He works under the Constitution of India, and his work, whatever he does, is according to the rules and acts by interpreting it for the benefit of the public. But one thing I will say, when we talk it, when we discuss with regard to India and the power, we find that the
theory that man is equal. Equality is the gospel truth. For me, equality is the greatest danger to our own civilization.
Okay, this is extremely interesting. Do go on.
Your future of power, if I am to understand what I mean by future of power, it is iniquity which is the real definition of power. Power is nothing but a reflection of iniquity.
Okay. Please.
You are more powerful than me in English. When you speak in English, you tend to be more powerful. 2 fruits from the same plant are not equal.
Okay.
Twins from the same mother, in a gap of 2 minutes, they come to this world. They are not equal.
Different,
Equality is not the law of the world.
Okay.
And iniquity is the law. And iniquity is nothing but domination of somebody who has it over somebody who doesn't have it.
Okay. So what are the ramifications of that?
The spirituality comes into this. What do you do if people are not equal? Domination is the law of the world. Then you must learn how to give. If you have something in plenty, the other guy doesn't have enough. If you develop a habit of giving, then balance will come. That is what India is all about.
So this is very interesting. Both Justice Naidu and yourself have talked about this fundamentality of giving, which is a very beautiful thing. Please do go on.
If you learn to give, then the balance will come. And what you talk about, what you mean by power, I think it is not really power. It is freedom. It is freedom that which we need. Nobody is free. And when you are one with your own self, then only you are free.
Then you're free. Tell me, what binds us? If we're not free, what is binding us in your view?
Today, the material world is taught to our children in such a way that people are thinking they are binding. The common bond is created, but in fact they are getting divided.
Yeah.
If you look at all aspects of our social life, 100 years ago, 200 years ago, all those things which we thought, perhaps by uniting us, they are now dividing.
So this element of contentment is extremely important. Now, Justice Naidu, can I please come back to you, because you're retired now, and I'm sure as a justice you've seen it all, and you have a great deal of experience. Now, talking about the future of India, that we did a short video on India's past, and really it's without a doubt India is going to lead the world, just on the basis of the numbers and the economics and all these big factors that nobody can really do anything about. And we're talking about how you will lead. We're talking about a future for India. And as a justice, as an important justice, and as someone who is a teacher now, who deals with young people, who sees young people, what would be your words of advice to the youth of India? Because really, I mean, I'm not including you, Sarah, because you're younger than us three, but we are yesterday's men. We've done what we've had to do. For the youth, for the ones who are coming to take up this banner, what would be your advice?
Thank you. It's a nice way. Justice Patnaik just now told, I think he spoke about equality and about gathering. Go ahead at all costs. That means they don't, in fact, they want to cross everyone, all the barriers to arrive at a point. This dog race every day which is continuing, which is blended with selfishness, that's what is creating the problems. If a person really wants to go ahead, prosper in his life, either spiritually or educationally or in other fields, it's open to him to compete and go ahead. But the attitude, or the aptitude I will call, by which they want to drag somebody and cross them, that is the aptitude or attitude which is going to be very dangerous. You see, long back Mahatma Gandhi had said, this nature has provided plenty of things to meet the necessity of a human being, but not to meet his greed. This greed is taking over. And in the 20th and 21st century or otherwise, if the greed factor is somehow or other could be patched up by spirituality or whatever way you say, then things may work out in a different way.
So we don't have so much time, I'm afraid, but this is twice that this element of greed has come in. And of course, if we are content, then we don't feel the need to be greedy. So is it possible that spirituality, some connection with the true self, with the nature of eternity, with understanding this whole drama that we live in, is it possible that could create within us some kind of feeling of contentment that we could then use as a platform for our future?
Well, with all restraint, I will say yes, it's possible in India, because that is the basis of an Indian.
Yeah.
That's why I started Sadbe Bhavantu Sukhina. That's what we say. We look after everyone. We never, we don't concentrate on myself or my family or others. That is the basis of an Indian culture. If that culture, the old culture which was surviving for ages, the common joint family system, the brotherlyhood and other things are brought back and injected to the modern era people, probably things will take a different turn.
Fantastic, thank you. Now just finally, Sarah, I just want to allow you to say one last thing. I would like to just ask you what you would say about India has been her greatest gift to the world that you know from the Western point of view.
I can only really speak from my point of view, but I feel this inner world which feels rich here, because by necessity the world is changing and it's unpredictable. And I think sitting comfortably in a Western country without too much drama, people are not really ready for the change, because change is happening all around the world, and you can see in many areas. So for me, the answer to the question would be shining light on that inner world and that spirituality which is the essence of each one. And it's that detachment which you can see in the eyes of those here. And when I speak to people back home, when I say I'm going to India, many of them, they look wistfully and maybe speak of photos they've seen. There's an aliveness here. And I think that's because there is some understanding of that inner world which is separate. So whereas things are changing and unpredictable, there's something inside which is stable and of peace.
Thank you very much. Well, thank you very much, all of you, for joining us. Please give them a very big round of applause, and I'd like to invite you to go back to your seats. Thank you so much, sir. Thanks. Thanks a lot. Thanks for your input. Great. Thanks. Thanks, Justice Naidu. So now, ladies and gentlemen, we have heard the experiences of these three people who have come from the audience here. And now I would like to ask Mr. Zuma back onto the stage, and he is going to share with you a few points on how to bring some of these ideas, this notion of bringing spirituality into life in a very, very practical way. So, big round of applause for Mr. Zuma once again. Nizar Zuma, thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. Shall I continue in English or is Hindi better? Okay, English Hindi mix, it's okay. Okay. Self-mastery is that I am in charge of me. So I have to decide today what I will do for my life. Okay, from today I need to make the changes in my life. So we take stock and we take decisions of what. Before I start, even in companies, we have new products, we have what we call S-curves. So you start a new product, you advertise, promote, then the product goes up. Then you have to bring something new, otherwise that product cycle will go down. You remember a company called BSA bicycle, motorbikes? BSA, where is it now? It's gone. Yamaha took over. Even Kodak, recently, it forgot that the world was going electronic. It was still doing films. Fuji Films is gone now, because they did not innovate. So in our lives, in everything that we do, we have to bring something new. That is important for us to keep in mind, back of our head. Second, everything is logical. There is no magic out there. We have to ask questions about everything that we agree to do. Okay? Everything we have to do, we have to ask questions. We have to ask this question. If you say, I have an explanation, that's fine for you, but I need an explanation. So it should be for my intellect. I don't accept anything just because somebody tells me that. I need to. Sometimes people say, but it's written down. So somebody wrote it doesn't mean that it's automatic that I accept it. I don't have to accept that. Okay, so questioning intellect is what I need to have. Third, everything is just. There is no injustice. You might find this a little bit difficult to accept. Here in India, you accept the law of karma very quickly. Right? The philosophy of karma. Do you remember it? Philosophy of karma is the third principle of Newton. You did this in science in school. Every action has a direct and equal and opposite reaction. Third principle. Every action has a direct and opposite reaction. If I see somebody who has given a lot of sorrow to people, he's made a lot of money, he has done a lot of bad things, given lots of sorrow, and then he dies. And we say, where is justice? Where is justice involved in all of this? Then we see a little child in Africa who is suffering malnutrition because of no food and disease. And we say, what has this poor child done to suffer this indignity? What has he done to deserve such a life? But we don't connect the two. That man all his life gave a lot of problems to a lot of people, committed lots of sins, gave lots of sorrow, and that child. Because here we accept the philosophy of karma, that means action has a reaction. I give sorrow, I will take sorrow back. I give you happiness, I'll take happiness back. I give donations, I get money back. Simple, it's very simple, it's not complicated. The only thing is, I don't know when that bill will come and from whom. Because I've given sorrow to lots of people, not only in this birth, but in previous births. So when that bill comes, I can accept that bill very easily and say, okay, I've committed, I have to pay. Once I pay, my life will improve. I will become lighter because I've paid it. Okay? So this question of justice is because who do I blame for what is going on? Who do I blame? Because they are the results of my past karma. When it comes to confront me, who do I blame? Because we as human beings, we are experts at blaming somebody. ये आपने किया इसलिए मुझे ये हुआ. We even blame God very quickly. भगवान तूने मेरे ऊपर ये क्यों किया? ये हो गया, वो हो गया, ये हो गया. We are experts at blaming somebody. But when we think about it deeply, nobody to blame. There is nobody to blame. We have to accept the responsibilities. When that bill comes, we can either scream and be angry and accept the bill, or say, it's my past karma, I pay it in a nice way, we move on. Okay? We'll talk some more about this. Next, which is a thought provoker that we need to know before we go on to the points, is, who am I? This question confronts us. I can go to somebody who can go back to my history, tell me 20, 30, 40 previous parentage, genealogy. and they can tell me what that genealogy. But that still does not answer the question. Who am I? मैं कौन हूं? This is my family, my car, my house, my body. Who am I? I am the soul, Atma, who has the body. Not I, the body, has the soul. Because I, the soul, the Atma, leave one body and take another one. Okay? The soul, we know when it leaves the body, because we say he's dead. The soul is gone. The soul enters the body in the 5th month of pregnancy. When in the womb it starts kicking, the soul has entered the body. And it leaves, we all know when that is. Okay, so it is the soul. It's important for us to remember that I am a soul, I live here, just behind the eyes, and from here is my command post. From here, I speak, I hear, I smell, I do everything from that command post. I am the soul, which is the point of light. It's important that we keep this in mind because we forget that we are a soul. It is the soul which has the intellect. The soul has intellect, means buddhi. It has the buddhi. Okay? Can we accept that one? Then we go on to the action plan. I told you I will not take more than half an hour total, and I will not try and do that. So here are the 10 points. 1. I need to control my thinking. We do a lot of damage with the thinking. Okay? The bottom of the ladder of the thinking is, I have vicious thoughts. Vicious, very bad. I'm going to do this, do that, do this. All those really, really bad thoughts. They are vicious. Next, I have negative thoughts. You know, we are also good at negative thoughts. Somebody tells you, this has happened. Then we say, that's happened, now this will happen, then that will happen. Oh my God, that's going to happen. And we then become depressed. But we forget that 99% of those negative thoughts don't actually become a reality. Okay? Is it okay that I'm continuing in English, or do I need to? ठीक है ना जो मैं कह रहा हूं? Hindi you prefer? Yeah. Hindi. Okay, मैं try करूंगा कि मैं mix करूं. Okay. So, then the next thoughts are these negative thoughts which is depressing me, because I have myself in my intellect brought this sense of negativity. Okay? So I need to stop that negativity. Sometimes we are so depressed and people say, "Aapko kya ho gaya?" Then I say, "I don't know why, but I'm depressed." But the depressed was because of that negative thought that I took until I became depressed. The next is waste thought. good relationship, that wall will build. And all of a sudden, when you meet that person again, there will be that wall. So thoughts travel. Don't underestimate what you are thinking about. You have to control what you think. So we go from vicious, negative, waste, then neutral. Neutral thoughts, I'm not doing anything bad, not thinking about anything bad. And then positive. So I need to look at what I'm thinking about, and I need to change what I'm thinking about. Okay? Now, normally when we are sitting like this, the number of thoughts that go through your intellect is between 10 and 15 thoughts a minute. 10 to 15. When I am angry or afraid or in stress, those number of thoughts go from 10, 20 to 50, 60, 70 thoughts a minute. The more the number of thoughts, the less powerful is your intellect. The less the number of thoughts, the more powerful is your intellect. Means your buddhi is more powerful the less the number of thoughts. So if anybody tells you that they are good at multitasking, whatever they are multitasking, they are spoiling all of those things. If you have half the time, accept that I would spend half the time instead of the full time, but in that half time, I will only focus on that one thought. If you want to remain powerful in what you are thinking. Because the decision then that you make with that one thought focus is the best one. So don't think about 5 minutes before what happened and what's going to happen 5 minutes later. Focus on the here and now and focus on the thoughts that you are thinking. We call that traffic control. We need to control the traffic of the thoughts going through our minds. We need to control them. What are we thinking about? Is it negative? Is it positive? Is it vicious? Is it waste? Is it neutral? This decides your life. It decides your mood. It decides what I feel like. From that point of view, it's very important what I'm thinking. Stop anger. गुस्सा को बंद करो. बंद नहीं हो सकता है तो इनको कम करो. क्यों? कि when I am angry, the number of thoughts first of all go from 10, 15 to 50, 60. Intellect is not working. You remember when you are angry, the words don't come to your mind, so you start swearing. You know why you start swearing? Because the vocabulary is gone out of the window. There is no intellect. That's why you start swearing. You cannot listen to reason. When you are angry and you are thumping tables, if somebody says to you, "Bhai sahab, aap suno, main aapko kya keh raha?" No! What you are saying is right. You are talking to a very angry man that used to be. I remember when I used to come into my office in the morning, I could see everybody disappearing from my sight because nobody wanted to confront me. And I know some people, even today, who say, it's not bad to be angry. If people are afraid of you, that's good. That's the job of a boss. But please believe me, the only one that's suffering is you. When you are angry at somebody, they have already switched off. They are not listening to you. They just say, "Ye kutta bhas raha hai." They stop listening. I promise you. everything that you do in anger is negative. Test this out. When you are angry and you do something, see the result of it. In 1 day, in 1 hour, in 2 days, you see the result. It will be negative. You don't achieve anything. Only you burn, nobody else cares. So seriously think about anger. Okay? You need to stop. You have to learn to meditate. If the 10 points which I'm giving to you today, if you do nothing else, you have to learn to meditate. This will make you internally powerful. It will give you strength. It will teach you how to think about what's important, to focus on what's important. Meditation is something that is one of the 2 or 3 things. Somebody once told me there are 3 things you need to do in your life, because that will help you all your life. One is learn to play bridge. You know bridge? You play bridge without money. You play bridge because it uses your intellect. And you can play bridge all your life. Some say you also need to play golf. Okay, I don't do that, but that's another thing. The third thing they tell you, learn to meditate, because that will last with you all your life. It will give you support. It will give you peace. It will give you strength. It will make you powerful in the right areas. Okay? Then you say, I don't have time. Don't have time to learn. If you go to any Brahma Kumari center, they will teach you free of any cost how to meditate. Normally it takes 1 hour a day for 7 days. If you don't have 1 hour a day for 7 days, ask them to do a crash course. 3 days, they will teach you. Okay? If you don't have time for that, we will give you a card which is a website. In your own time, in your own way, go to that website and learn how to meditate. Here. It's a card like this one. Today, those of you who want it will give you this card. So you can do it at home and learn, or in your office. Okay? Then you say, yes, we can learn meditation, but then we don't have time to meditate. That's the next thing that will come. If you normally wake up at 7 in the morning, wake up at 6:30. That half an hour you spend doing the meditation. Because when you have learned that, you will see how it makes your life better. It will improve and make you more content with everything that you are doing. Okay? If you don't succeed with what I'm telling you by meditating, ask any Brahma Kumari center to give you my email. And you write to me and say, you talked a lot of rubbish. And I've learned meditation and it's no good for me. Okay? Don't give sorrow. We've already talked about this. Newton's law. You give sorrow to somebody, you will have to take sorrow back. There is no way to be out of this. Okay? The only way for you to get out is if you go to that person and say, sorry, I was out of line, I did something that was wrong, I apologize, please forgive. And if that person forgives you, then that sorrow is taken back. The other thing is we think भगवान के पास हम बैठकर उनको बोल देंगे ये कर दिया है, भूल हो गई है, माफ कर दो. वो माफ करेगा? वो माफ कर सकेगा? I have 2 sons. One has taken something from the other one, given him sorrow, has hit him, then he comes to you as the father and says, "Ye maine kiya hai, I've taken something from him. Please say it's okay, because I'm asking you. Say it's okay." Will you say it's okay? You cannot, because if you do, the other one will come to you and say, "What kind of father are you? What justice did you do?" So in the same way, that is the father. We are all his children. If you do damage to another one, he cannot forgive you. Only that one. He will tell you, go to the one you have given sorrow to. Ask for his forgiveness. But here is the problem. I can ask forgiveness from the one I have given sorrow to in this life. What about previous lives? 2 lives ago, 5 lives ago? I don't know who I give sorrow to. So when that is the bill that comes, you don't know when it's going to come. Because we are all related in one way or another through our past karma, and through the judge was telling us about sanskars. That is the relationship that we have with each other. Not avoidable. When I go and say to somebody, "That is the one I'm going to marry," and they tell you, "Bhai Sahab, it's not your right tribe, it's the wrong age, this, that." No, that's the one I want to marry. Why? Because I'm in love. What is the real reason? The soul knows that it has relationship with that one. Past karma. I have to give or I have to take. So I have to marry that one. No choice. When my children come to me now and say, I can advise them in a nice way to say, think about it again. But even they have no choice. They have to get married to that one. Because of karmic accounts. The strongest karmic account is with parents, with husband, wife, with children. That's the maximum, closest karmic account. Then it is with your business people, with your friends, with your so and so forth. But the closest karmic. So, you have to stop giving sorrow. You can decide what your future life is going to be. Past life is deciding your current life. Your current life is deciding your future. If I don't give sorrow, and if I give happiness, that's what I'm going to get in the future. Okay? It's very simple. Next. I don't give sorrow, but I don't take sorrow either. I have enough sorrow. Thank you very much. I don't want your sorrows as well. Don't want it. It doesn't mean I don't listen. I listen. I give love. I give patience. I give everything. But I remain detached. I cannot take your sorrow. I have mine. I will not give it to you. You have yours, you keep it. I will give you, I'll support you in every way, I will tell you what to do and all of that, I'll give you love, but not take your sorrow. You have to stop the blame game. Who will you blame? Can't blame anybody for your life. Don't need to. I'm responsible for my life. I've created my life. So, stop the blame game. We are very, very good at this. Human beings are experts at blaming somebody. We become lawyers, we become judges, we become everything. Just to say, you did this, you did that, that's why I've got this. There's nobody to blame. Your life will change totally when you stop blaming. I need to accept my responsibility. That gives me contentment. When I stop blaming, I start thinking about me and what I am doing. It doesn't mean that I'm here and I want to get there, oh my God, look at that. It means I've decided to take that and I would take steps to get there. But at every step, I'm content. I'm not in a state of discontent. Schedule personal meetings with yourself. Every day, one meeting. Doesn't matter if you're a housewife. Doesn't matter what you do. I need to stop for 5 minutes or 15 minutes or half an hour, and I need to think about myself. What am I doing? What am I thinking? Is it positive? Is it negative? Who am I giving sorrow to? This is part of your life that will upgrade everything that you do. As soon as you say, I need this time with myself, I need to think about who I am, what I'm doing, that will take you a step up straight away. Schedule this meeting. Don't take this lightly, it's important. Manage your energy well. You know, sometimes we think I'm working, I'm so hard, working hard. You don't have a focus more than 90 to 120 minutes top. 1.5 to 2 hours. After that, you need to stop. You need to go and drink a glass of water. You need to take a 5-minute walk. Whatever you do, you need to stop maximum at 2 hours and take a break, however small it is. But you need to take, because your focus is gone. You're no longer focusing. So you need to remember that. If you are working an 8-hour day or a 10-hour day, every 2 hours Mexican you got to stop. Okay? And just refresh what I'm doing, what I'm thinking. Do something selfless every day. Something, however small. However small. I'm not saying here you go to build big dharamshalas or big hospitals, or not like that. Something small, something that you do only without any selfish motives. It's not going to give me anything, I'm just doing this for somebody once a day. Once a day. This will uplift your entire life. This will make you think selflessly about somebody once a day. Do you think that's possible? Is it possible? Yes. This is not difficult. It's not complicated. And don't go and give just 10 rupees to the first beggar. That's not what I mean. Please, you need to do something personally. It's not about money. Okay? Finally, we need to start controlling our dependency on technology. It's become crazy now. Too much. I'm not against technology. Please don't get me wrong. I need us to control it. 40% of children coming out of American schools cannot count, cannot spell. 40%. Can we do without our mobile phone for one day? Half day? Two hours? That kind of dependency now has become crazy. New York had a blackout for 48 hours. You remember? Nobody knew what they could do with their lives. Nobody knew. because they are so dependent on technology. You say, how can you survive without technology? So think about it. I have a grandson who is 2 years old. His mother, my daughter, is controlling him as to how much he can spend on his iPad. Thumbship. Mini iPads, they start working at the age of 1. So this is something you need to think about. And these are the 10 points. This is a reminder. You can use technology to photograph it if you want. But just think all the points that are coming through. You have to decide today. Either you will do none of those things, that's also okay, you are free. Or you decide you will do 1, 2, 5 or 10. But every one of these things will lift your life up. And this is a beginning. It's not complicated. It's quite simple when you think about it. Okay? Yes? Which point? Number 10. It is to control our dependency on technology. Like mobile phones and iPads and everything, particularly to children, because they get so used to this that they no longer can do the thinking themselves. Okay, they can't do times tables anymore, but okay. हिंदी में बोलूं, आप समझ गए ये मैं क्या आप समझ गए ना? Okay, thank you very much. I hope that you will adopt some of these, and thank you for your patience. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Nizar. One of the things that Mr. Zuma has advised that everybody do is this thing that we call meditation. And our partners in this program are the Brahma Kumaris, and as you know, the Brahma Kumaris teach meditation. And so what we would like to do now is give you the opportunity to experiment just for about 5 minutes with doing some meditation experience right now. Now, I don't know whether you know about the Brahma Kumaris meditation method, but one of the things that they do that I find personally very irritating is that they make you keep your eyes open. And of course we all know that it's much easier to meditate with your eyes closed. However, I would ask you now during this experiment to try sitting quietly with your eyes open, following along the meditation commentary that we are going to provide for you. And the reason for this is this. When we meditate, we're not really meditating. What we are doing is coming into a consciousness that we wish to bring with us into our everyday life. So if we want to practice this consciousness, and we practice it with our eyes closed, then of course it won't go very well for us when we're having this consciousness when we're driving along the road. So, I invite you now to sit back, relax, but remain alert with your eyes open. We will provide you with something on the screen to rest your eyes on and enjoy the next few minutes with your own experiment with meditation. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
ओम शांति। आज की सुंदर वेला में हम सभी आत्माएं अपने उस परम पिता परमात्मा से करने चले, कुछ पलों के लिए सब कुछ भूलकर महसूस करें कि मस्तक के बीचों बीच एक चमकता हुआ सितारा, जो मेरा असली स्वरूप है, आज मैं आत्मा अपने उस स्वरूप को देख रही हूँ। मेरे पिता परमात्मा जो प्यार के सागर है, शांति के सागर है, निराकार परमात्मा की किरण रूपी बाहों में हम सब समा गए हैं। असीम प्यार, बेहद शांति, इतने वर्षों से पिछड़ी हुई आत्माओं को आज परम पिता परमात्मा का असीम प्यार मिल रहा है, शांति मिल रही है, बेहद शांत परमात्मा की किरण रूपी बाहों में समाते जा रहे हैं, समाते जा रहे हैं।
And so, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to invite Brahmakumari Sulochna Ben to give the vote of thanks.
ओम शांति। प्रजापिता ब्रह्मा कुमारी ईश्वरीय विश्वविद्यालय कटक सज्जन की ओर से आयोजित किया गया फ्यूचर ऑफ पावर पॉइंट, जो आज बहुत सुंदर तरीका से सुचारू रूप से सफलता को प्राप्त किया है। इसके बैकग्राउंड में अदृश्य सत्ता परमपिता परमात्मा, जिनको हम सभी अपनी और आप सभी की ओर से श्रद्धा के सुमन अर्पित कर रहे हैं। और आज इस प्रोग्राम की शोभा हमारे आदरणीय भ्राता निजार भाई जी, जिन्होंने इस सभा की शोभा को बढ़ाया, उनको भी मैं दिल से धन्यवाद दे रही हूँ। आज टॉक शो में हमारे वरेण्य अतिथि भ्राता सौम्य रंजन पटनायक, भ्राता जस्टिस एस नायडू जी, और जो दीप प्रज्वलन करने में हमारे कटक शहर के मान्यगण्य अतिथि, उनको भी धन्यवाद दे रही हूँ। हमारी आदरणीय कमलेश दीदी जी, जिन्होंने ये संकल्प किया 3 साल पहले, और आज 3 फरवरी को संपन्न हुआ, तो दीदी जी का भी बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। भ्राता एंथोनी जी, धन्यवाद नीतू बहन, नितिन भाई जी और उनके टीम, परशुराम भाई, मुकेश भाई और श्रीराम भाई। धन्यवाद हमारे मंच की शोभा, अर्थात सामने मेरे प्रभु प्रेमी, आध्यात्मिक प्रेमी प्रिय भाई और बहनें, अगर आप नहीं होते तो इस सभा का शोभा कैसे बढ़ता। इसीलिए आप सभी को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद जो आज हमारे मीडिया वाले आकर के ये कार्यक्रम को प्रसार करने में सहयोग दिया। धन्यवाद लाइट और साउंड वालों को। धन्यवाद हमारे भाई बहनें, जिन्होंने 3 दिन से अथक सेवा करके आज आपके सामने ये सभा बहुत सुंदर सफलता को प्राप्त किया। और धन्यवाद शहीद भवन के जो भाई बहने हमें इस सेवा में बहुत सहयोग दिया, सभी को धन्यवाद देते हुए अभी जो भाई बहने गेट से जा रहे हैं, उनको प्रसाद और एक सुंदर पैम्फलेट मिल रहा है, जिसमें लिखा है कल से 4 तारीख से आप सभी को हमारे झांझरी मंगला सभा केन्द्र रे सकाळ 6:30 ରୁ 7:30 एवं रात्रि संध्या 7 ରୁ 8, 3 दिन 4, 5, 6 राजयोग शिविर रखा जाइछि। तेणु आपण मान हाथ में पैम्फलेट मिलिबो। आशा एवं विश्वास आपण माने आसीबे, मेडिटेशन करी आमे कटकर रूपरंग को बदलैबा निश्चिंत। तेणु आपण मानक पुनः धन्यवाद। ओम शांति।
Ladies and gentlemen, we give you the future of power. Thank you so much and good night. Thank you.